The overhaul of the pandemic has overseen some of the top government officials, including ICMR, maintaining perilous silence on the ailing health conditions in India. Nevertheless, it apparently looks like the tide is changing for good. Indian Council of Medical Research (ICMR) Director General Dr. Balram Bhargava is the first significant official standing up for the sake of the citizens, stressing the synopsis of a lockdown to truncate the spread of coronavirus infections. The head of the Indian Health Agency somewhat might have criticized the Modi government for its meaningless presumptions about the second wave of the coronavirus. He reported during an interview that districts accessing a high number of infections should protract the lockdown for a further 8 to 6 weeks. The comments raised eyebrows as it was the first time a government official has spoken up about the pandemic crisis. According to a report published by Reuters, 3/4 of the Indian 718 districts have been traumatized under the threat of spiking infections, recording a test positivity rate of more than 10%. Dr. Balram Bhargava also stressed his vengeance about the staggering situation prevailing in India. How often have we seen the state of Delhi government being involved in loggerheads with the central government regarding the shortage of medical supplies? Delhi's graph of positivity rates had surged up to 35%, while the estimations got predicted at a much minuscule level. What could we assume of the striking contrasting nature between the comments of the ICMR chief and the central government? An emphatic political hubris is the least we can say. Bhargav has spoken up about some significant cautious measures that the government should amend in the upcoming days to curb the transmission of the virus. However, he did not directly scrutinize the government's incompetence in analyzing the depth of the second wave of the pandemic. While asserting about the delay in an interview, he issued a contradictory statement highlighted in various news outlets. I think the sole discontent we've got was there was a modest delay accepting the 10% recommendation, but that did happen, he said. Bhargava had claimed during a meeting on April 15 that the National Task Force had recommended the government to impose lockdown across several districts that have recorded 10% or higher positivity rates. He proclaimed the blame on the government by saying that even the political supremacy hasn't conveyed the correct information and messages to the citizens. In his conclusive statement, Bhargava said that he aligned his juncture to the point of view of his colleagues in believing that the political hue has disrupted the economy and the healthcare system. He supported the argument that mass gatherings should not have been acceptable in India or anywhere else in the world amid the threat of the COVID-19 pandemic.